Meeting of the Greater Lafourche Port Commission will now come to order. Sheriff Weber, would you please lead us in the pledge, please?
My pleasure. Please join me. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Secretary, would you please give us roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Seat A, Chucky Sheremy.
Here.
Seat B, Tom Pete.
Here.
Seat C, Jamie Lafont.
Here.
Seat D, Rodney Disclair.
Here.
Seat E, Reggie Leday.
Here.
Seat F, Larry Griffin.
Here.
Seat G, John Melisson.
Here.
Seat H, Mike Kelly here. Seat I, Chris Kelly.
Here.
We have a quorum, Mr. President.
All right, thank you, Mr. Colley. Next, we have approved the minutes for June 12, 2024 and June 26, 2024 meeting.
Second.
Need a motion. I have a motion by Mr. Larry Griffin, second Mr. John Mellison. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed. Next, we have director's report.
Thank you, Mr. President. First is Northern Expansion. Northern Expansion Slip D Bulkhead, GIS Engineering.
John Plaisance, almost did it again, GIS Engineering. We took bids on this on May 23rd. Y'all awarded it at y'all last meeting. The contracts have been signed. They're just being recorded. We have a pre-construction conference scheduled for next Wednesday.
All right.
All right.
Any questions? Thank you, John. Okay, moving to airport projects. First is aircraft operations. Davey.
All right, operations at the airport for our last month were 1,725. We had 11,030 passengers and 17,377 vehicles visit the airport.
All right, any questions on that? All right, Airport Connector Road and Bridge, PCO Lynn Associates.
Sea Level Construction, the contractor, just continuing to work on the various components of the bridge on each side on 308 and on LA1, pouring concrete and miscellaneous stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on off-site right now. They are building the bridge span in the middle. They have that all mocked up. And then it continues, that they're continuously working on the bridge machinery. The bridge machinery right now is the control item in the schedule. We're requested for them to give us an updated schedule, and we plan on meeting with them next week to discuss that in detail. So we'll know more at the next meeting.
Good.
All right.
Any questions on that?
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. The Pappy LED upgrade, GIS Engineering.
Okay, FAA has performed a flight check on this about 3 weeks ago. It passed. Project substantially complete. It's going to be on y'all agenda later on.
Okay.
Thank you, John.
All right, the FBO terminal.
On the terminal, we have a low bidder, Betco, $4.7 million. Y'all awarded that contract pending FAA approval, but we have not received FAA approval yet, but we expect that in the next week or so.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Any questions? All right.
Thank you.
Other projects. Leeville, LA1 construction, canal dredging and mitigation. Angela Design.
Okay, Coastal Dredge was the contractor on this. The project is complete, and we're currently in the clear lien period. That's going to end on the 13th of this month, so we should have clear lien certificate up for your consideration next meeting.
Okay. Any questions? All right, thank you, Neil. The Hurricane Ida repair projects, breakwater repairs.
Okay, we received bids on this last month. The low bid was Rigid Constructors for our alternate bid plus base bid of $7,786,469. That was awarded at last month's meeting. We're currently finalizing contract documents with the contractor, and then we'll schedule a pre-construction meeting.
Okay. Any questions? All right, the Fouchon Beach project.
This project begins advertising to receive bids next month. That advertisement starts tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you, Neil.
Thank you.
All right, flotation canal and front commercial marina dredge, PCO Lynn Associates.
Coastal Dredging's the contractor. He's dredging currently right now in flotation canal, moving from the area around Slip C towards Slip D. He's also got another dredge working in the front marina. They were pumping into the mitigation area just north. They kind of filled that up, and so We asked them to remove the discharge pipe and move it to the alternate spot, which is along slip D. So they're in the process of doing that now, and then they'll continue dredging in the marina.
Okay. All right. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. And the airport hangar replacement.
Okay, we received bids on this project on June 25th. The lowest responsive and responsible bidder is Freetown Builders in the amount of $843,408.46. We've recommended awarding that contract, and it's on your agenda for later today as well.
All right. All right. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you, John. Okay, before I conclude my report, Mr. President, I just wanted to mention we have a few special folks in the audience today. We have Sheriff Craig Weber. Thank you for being here, Sheriff. Doug Sheremy from Governor Jeff Landry's office. Doug, thanks for being here. Councilman Daniel Lorraine, thanks for being here, Councilman Lorraine. And we have Lynn Kiger from Lafourche Chamber. Thanks, Lynn, for attending. And that concludes my report, Mr. President.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thank you, Mr. Shasso. Next, we have public comment. Any public comment? Linwood, you coming up?
Thank you for the opportunity to be here. On behalf of the Golden Meadow Lafourche Entrepreneur, I would just like to thank the Greater Lafourche Port Commission for their support. Everyone from maintenance to IT to Harbor Police. We even had the executive director there all weekend for some reason. And we appreciate that very much. So I just wanted to say thank you. We can't do it without you guys.
Thank you, Lynn.
Thank y'all for a great
good
event. Great event.
Very good event, and looking forward to next year as well. Thank you.
You'll probably be there on next week.
I'll probably be there all next week. Yeah, next year. You're right.
Next
You're
year.
right.
All right, that's it for public comment. Okay, we're going into committee reports. Members into executive committee are Chucky Sherman, Chairman, Rodney J. Jusclair, Larry Griffin, and Jim Lafont. First, we have consider approving the request from Expert Riser Solution for a payment plan on sites GLF 410, 414, and 617.
Okay, as y'all are aware, Expert Riser Solutions did get behind on paying their rent. We have a plan from them as to how to rectify that, and we recommend approving their plan.
All right, need a motion. Moved by Mr. Tom Peach, second by Mr. Jim Lafont. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, we have consider approving the termination of FDF Energy Services lease site GLF 302, GLF 344, and GLF 404.
All right, as we've been discussing over the past several months, FDF Energy Services has gone through their entire bankruptcy. That they basically are done as a business in Fourchon. We recommend terminating their leases.
All right, get a motion. Moved by Mr. Larry Griffin, second by Mr. Mike Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
And just again, as y'all know, there are a number of companies interested in leasing the properties here, so we'll be contacting them. Y'all have seen one proposal. There are others that are interested, so we'll be contacting all of them to receive proposals, and hopefully in August we can approve some leases.
All right. Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right, Mr. Chasson, thank you. Next, we're getting out of executive committee, going into Permits and Waterways Committee. Members are Rodney Jusclair, Chairman, Reggie Levier, Tom Pete, and Chucky Sherman. Mr. Jusclair, your turn.
Thank you, Mr. President. We're going to review the permits that we have this month. First one is from Mr. Jacob Barkley, installation of 2 pile clusters. There are 3 12-inch diameter piles and a dock 6 foot by 16 feet for private use. No excavation or fill is required. Next up, we have Lafourche Parish Government. Maintenance dredging of floating marsh and sediment that have accumulated within Clovis Canal due to Hurricane Ida. Approximately 125,678 cubic yards of material will be excavated. And lastly, we have Allied Shipyard, Inc. To propose maintenance dredge to previously permitted conditions, dock area and slips in order to allow boats to access and operate the dry docks. Approximately 9,051 cubic yards of material will be excavated. And Mr. President, that's all the permits that we have this month, and that's all we have for the Permits and Waterways Committee. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Juscar, thank you very much. Now we go to Construction and Development Committee. Members are Chris Colley, Chairman, Mike Colley, Jim LaFawn, and Chucky Sherman. Mr. Colley.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. President. First, we'll consider approving the bids for the semi-annual construction material supplier.
All right, we took bids and we have two companies that are low bidders for different items. Recommendation is to approve those low bids.
All right, need a motion. Got a motion by Mr. Chris Colley, second by Mr. Reggie McGee. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Next, consider approving the bid for the semi-annual fuel supplier.
All right, we received bids from Wagensback Oil Company for 22.95 cents. Recommendation to approve.
All right, need a motion.
Move.
Move by Mr. Chris Colley, second by Mr. Mike Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Next, consider approving the substantial completion certificate from Preferred Electric for the Pappy LED upgrade project.
Finally, it is substantially complete. Recommendation to approve.
I'm happy to call that one. Moved by Mr. Chris Colley, second by Mr. Rodney Jusclair. Any discussion?
Bless you.
Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Item 4, consider approving the quote for the Leeville Bucket Dredge project.
All right, Grand Isle Shipyard LLC was the low quote for $225,000. Recommendation to approve.
Move.
Moved by Mr.
Second.
John Mellison, second by Mr. Chris Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Our final item, we'll consider approving the lowest responsive bid for the airport hangar replacement.
All right, the lowest responsive bid was Freetown Builders. Recommendation to approve that bid.
All right. Moved by Mr. Chris Colley, second by Mr. Larry Griffin. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Mr. President, this concludes the Construction and Development Committee report.
Thank you, Mr. Colley. I'm glad we won't be seeing the Pappy no more.
No, Pappy. Bye-bye, Pappy.
Bye-bye. Glad to go.
I got bad news, fella. Y'all gotta see it
One more time. Here we go.
One more
He had to throw his name in there.
It's gonna be one more time.
All right.
For the
Okay.
clear lean.
Okay. All right, I had my hopes up, but we good. All right, next we're gonna go to Finance Committee. Members are John Mellison, Jr., Chairman, Larry Griffin, Chris Colley. Mr. Mellison, your turn.
Morning and thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Colley, I'd like to apologize for running you over on that motion. My bad. We'll consider approving the payments of the June 2020 invoicing and recognizing those over $25,000. We'll begin with Sea Level Construction, $674,499.20, and that's for the Airport Connector Road and Bridge project. Item 2, Coastal Dredging Company Incorporated, $632,129.29. That's for dredging of the flotation canal and the front commercial marina. Item 3, Angelette Design LLC, $145,881.97. That's for the Fouchon Beach Maintenance and Restoration, the Bio-Lafourche Flotation Canal Bulkhead, and the Fouchon Canal Bank Line Protection. Item 4, GIS Engineering, $144,046.85. That's for the Port Fouchon Marsh Creation Project, Fouchon Island Feed Study, and the Fouchon Bridge Project, Belpass Channel Deepening, the Slip D Bulkhead, and General Engineering. Item 5, Lafourche Parish Fire District Number 3, $102,897.60. That is for a cooperative endeavor agreement. Item 6, Ascent Aviation Group, $31,669.19. Fuel for resale and truck rental. Item 7, PCO and Associates, $28,062.16. That's for the Airport Connector Road and Bridge and the Flotation Canal Mooring Dolphin and Front Marina Dredge Project. Item 8, Randall Shipyard, $26,455.77.
That is for limestone for the pavilion parking and boat launch and the contract labor at the FBO. These expenditures, along with the others, brings us to a grand total of $2,799,575.19. And Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion, we accept these if Mr. Griffin says it's okay.
All right.
It's all right.
I got a motion by Mr. John Melisson, I got a second by Mr. Larry Griffin. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed.
Moving on, next, as discussed in Monday night committee meetings, consider approving the January to June 2024 unaudited financial statements. And Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion, we accept these.
All right, I got a motion by Mr. Melisson, second by Mr. Lafont. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
And last on my list is out-of-state travel and training request. We have IT system specialist Joe Colson II attending the B-Sides and DEF CON Security Conference in Nevada, August 5th through the 12th. And we also have Director of IT, John Crochet, attending the Cisco Certified Network Association Dual Certificate Cyber Boot Camp in California, September 29th through October 7th. Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion, we accept these travel and training requests.
All right, I got a motion by Mr. Melisson, second by Mr. Ledet. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Mr. President, this concludes the Finance Committee report.
All right. Any other business? Any public comment? All right.
I move that we adjourn,
I
Mr.
got a
President.
motion by Mr. Jim Lafont, a second by Mr. Tom P. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed. All right, I'd like to say we had a couple of good rodeos this past month. The Oilman's was a success. The Golden Meadow Tarpon Rodeo was a success. We actually have two more rodeos in our community. One's in Grand Isle, but it's a Blue Boot rodeo, but it's actually for our community. So if everyone would like to go and participate in that, it's a good thing for children, for swimming, and they give out life jackets and awareness on the water. So take time and go to it. And we also have the Solid Foosh has a cheerleader rodeo. So we invite everyone to go to Fouchon, see how it is. And the last thing on the thing I have to say is I'd like to congratulate Mr. Chet Chasson because he is now going to be the admiral of the Golden Meadow Tarpon Rodeo next year.
Hey,
Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
So all I have to say is you're ready to give us all some big donations
All right.
for us.
All right. Thank you.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, go ahead.
When are those dates? The two rodeos, different dates?
This weekend is the Blue Boot Rodeo, and the following weekend is the cheerleader rodeo.
Thank you.
One's in Grand Isle at the Grand Isle Pavilion is the Blue Boot Rodeo, and the other one is at Moran's in Fouchon.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we'd like to thank everyone for coming to our meetings. We hope to see you all next time. Meeting's adjourned.